Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX and today we have another video, and this time it is yet another video for Play.gg. Today we'll be taking a look at the new The Ancient changes. Since this version of the map is so new, I don't have a whole lot of matches to base this on, but from what I've seen, teams are very likely to go A in the pistol rounds, either by A splitting or by going just for a straight hit through A main. I've picked out a couple of rounds where we can actually see the changes come into play, like in this round where Fame is holding the new headshot angle that sort of showed up because the boxes have been removed. Not with a whole lot of success however, but yeah, here it is. This round stood out to me because this was a great pick from Sorte. He molotovs off any aggression, flashes his back in case someone is pushing and gets a flash over the wall from Kenzie. An easy opening kill onto the A bomb site, and look at the tight line he holds onto Tempo afterwards. I believe that this is going to be one of the AWP peaks we'll be seeing a lot more of on the new The Ancient. Decided to include this round for good measure. This is the second half pistol round of this match, Outsiders versus Forza, and once again towards the A bomb side of things. Norby is overcommitting a little bit and doesn't really sell the bait here. Norbert clears out Shelfie because of it, and even this is all an elaborate ruse from Forza, who now have Sorte hiding behind the big box, ready to take names. I could have ended it there, but I decided to sit on this video for just another day to make sure we got some more sort of top tier matches coming in. This is Entropic versus OG, and yeah, would you believe it, this is another pistol round going towards the A bomb site. Once again, the CTs are stacked on A, and yet this is still where the T side ends up. 30 seconds of back and forth later, decided to spare you the details. The round ends up in a 2 versus 3 for OG. Manto picks up 2 kills, and eventually Nexa will just decapitate Mia coming from the CT area. Here is an example of a round that I rarely saw on the sort of old The Ancient, but I saw a lot in the demos that I actually watched. A sort of just simple A main contact round, and teams are way more likely to do this now that there are less spots for the CTs to play in. Judging by the terrorists' win percentage in these rounds, it seems to be the way forward, and I imagine that we will be seeing a lot more rounds ending towards the A bomb site in the near future. Here is an OG A split in the 4th round, the first buy round of the match, so a hyper important round of course. Mia playing this tight donut line, getting flames down and then gets taken out by NeoFrag. Now, if it wasn't for Forrester, I believe this would have been yet another OG round, but yeah, what can you do against that? As mentioned already, I don't have a whole lot of data to go off of, but I decided to do you the favor of counting the amount of rounds that OG, a definite top team with a top tier IGO, decided to end towards the A bomb site. And actually in the first 5 rounds of this match, they went A 4 of them, but then never again. 4 out of 15 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but we need to give the teams time to adapt to going A. To make sure that I don't end this video in a sort of hollow manner where I honestly haven't given you a whole lot, I'll be seeing you in the live section of this video where I'll be showing you some new smokes that you can take with you to your Faceit games. Hello guys, and welcome to the live section of this video. I thought, what better way than to show the Ancient changes than to actually go on a server and go through every single thing in detail with you. Otherwise this would be a very short video as I don't have a whole lot of data to go from. There's not been played too many pro matches on this map just yet. So let's just get straight into it. Let's try to speedrun it a bit because otherwise it will end up taking way too long, I imagine. If you've ever played Ancient, there's been a little bit of extra structure added on the B bomb site, which allows for an easier bomb plant spot. Now Ts can plant here without dying from long. Previously, even if you did smoke off long, CTs would jump over the smoke, see the pillar, line up a shot and hit the left side. That would make it so that even if you're planning and trying to plant safe, you could get wallbanged here and die in 1 AWP shot. But with the added structure, you can now plant a little bit more safe. And not only that, it also is easier now to come up from Banana, as this angle for the CTs has been removed. Previously there was an angle towards Banana, now it is no longer there. And for afterplant on the B bomb side, I found this angle, which is extremely strong for Ts playing afterplant. If you hold this with an AWP, I bet you would be able to shoot before the CT crosses. And for the CT side, there is literally no way that they're gonna kill you. If they peek while standing up, I don't even think they can actually get a clean headshot off on you. So for an AWP player, if you don't have a smoke, you get a plant on the B bomb side, holding this angle is so ridiculous. It's a very good chance to get a kill, and not only that, you can rotate many places from this when you get the contact. So this just feels absolutely amazing. Then over towards the heaven side, there is all the boxes removed, which it sort of benefits both Ts and CTs in that if you now have mid control, you can play this headshot angle and sort of have info on cave. You can jump up on here and you can kind of play info towards B. You can lock down cave completely by having mid control, which makes mid control in general way stronger for both sides. But also having B control makes it so that you have way better angles towards mid. You can obviously take the headshot angles here like always, but now you also have an angle towards donut, which was not there previously. Taking mid through B is much easier now because there's not just a narrow corridor where you have to get out. You can actually use all of this space. And if the CTs were to take this space now, well, basically previously they were able to jiggle peek mid and then jiggle peek B, but now they're stuck here in the open. If you, I bet you teams will find some lineup Molotov over here that goes up and burns out anyone in this corner. This is not it, by the way, I just threw something random, but if you get a Molotov that burns the corner or even a Molotov that lands here, what you will find is that the CT is completely locked in a very open space, and he is much easier to clear than he previously was. So mid control and B control is worth more than it was before, because having good B control makes it easier to get mid, but for the CTs, having mid control makes it easier to block B. So it's sort of advantage both, but over on the B bomb side, as mentioned already, all the three sort of changes I see are favoring the Ts, and that is very exciting to make the map a little bit more balanced. Another change that definitely benefits the Ts is that the donut now has rounded corners. Previously, as a T, you had to go out and you had to clear like this and then clear like this. It made it really difficult to actually go donut, but now with the rounded corners, you can peek only this and then afterwards go to the other wall and peek only this. This means that for the Ts, it's easier to kind of do a contact play donut, which previously was almost impossible. And as if that wasn't enough, another advantage terrorist-sided change is that the tempo has now been closed off, meaning that A-splits are way more successful now that you don't have to deal with tempo. Previously, we saw Nafany throw a smoke like this, where he would stand close to the box, so he would like maybe be holding mid, close to the box, crouching, this dark mark on the left side down here, stand up, jump throw. This would go over and it would hit the tempo on the left side, go in and block it all, and then you could split more easily. But now this smoke is no longer needed, so what I'm going to go ahead and show you instead is this smoke I found. Get yourself into this corner, aim from the middle of these leaves up here. If you throw this, it's going to block off CT, and again, it will make your A-splits a whole lot easier. It does extend out a little bit, but it is not that bad, and with this, you don't really need to worry about CT. You only need to worry about behind the side and on the left side. But if you had teammates coming out of A main at the same time, your A splits are just so much more powerful now. And that's also in the one demo that I saw from Outsiders vs. Fours. We saw just way more rounds ending towards the A side of the map. So very, very exciting stuff. Just as a last thing before I leave you from this live segment, since there is now only one tempo opening, I will show you a way to smoke that instead of the old tempo smoke. You want to just get yourself into this corner, crouch down, you see the sort of brown mark on this leaf, top of that, and while you're crouched, jump throw. If we follow this smoke, it should fly nicely in and hit the tempo. Yeah, okay, a little bit to the right of this, I guess. Sorry, I'm still a little bit new. It is a very new update, but if you aim just a little bit more to the right, this should be perfect. As you can see, now we have the first smoke that failed a little bit, but the other one lands nicely up in this area and blocks off tempo completely, which is very nice. Not only that, with the tempo being like this, it's way easier to smoke off. But for the Ts, if you plant on the A bomb site, it is now much easier to play an after plant. You can go back A main, you can more safely cross back to donut since you don't have to worry about tempo anymore. You can also play inside tempo, which is extremely hard for the CTs to clear if they're coming from CT. And just in general, this map seems to be, instead of being heavily CT-sided like it was before, it's becoming way more balanced. We'll see how the changes, honestly, will play out when teams get more time on these maps. But I do like that they're trying to balance the map a little bit more. And me personally, having played this map a few times in Face It Now, I definitely welcome the change.